see, it's got sparkles. I think it was $6. But today's video is about getting ready for storms and for any other unforeseen circumstances. I think with all these countries fighting, I went and got the from Amazon. I'll send you the link. A radio that's wind up and solar. It also has a USB place for you to charge up your electronics. So that's something new. I had bought one in the past, but it didn't work. It was like a hand crank. It just didn't work. But this one that I just got is a solar powered, because there's been in the last 3 years about 3 days where I had no electricity. And you also need to get candles, and they actually, I found this out when I worked for Walgreens, storm candles. I don't think it's called that, but it's candles with no scent that will burn for like 17 hours, so look for candles that have a higher burn rate. I guess I should say lower burn rate. Yeah, because they are candles that do burn for many, many hours. And you should always keep pets and children away, because a lot of the house fires are someone burning a candle or smoking a cigarette in the house, and then they drop their little flame and it burns down the house. So I think that's a good idea that people smoke outside the house, because it's always been a concern with my ex when he smoked, is that you put a cigarette out in the kitchen trash and it's not all the way out, you see. But you should always keep a couple cases of water at any one time. Always. And it would be nice if you had it in glass bottles, because see, the water in plastic bottles does not last as long. And I always keep soup. Excuse me, I'm eating some coconut. Sorry. Always keep soup on hand, especially chicken noodle, if you get sick. And you also should get some antibiotics to store, because if something was to happen and you don't have the money, or the pharmacy's closed down and you're very sick, you'll want antibiotics. Will be a highly sought after factor there. And also a hand operated, the big deer in the middle of the road, a hand operated can opener. That's very important. And let's see, what else? Yeah, I think you should have a weapon of some sort. Yeah. So look into all that. That is very, very important. And also a list of important phone numbers. I would keep it in some kind of a suitcase or a backpack that you can grab and leave if you have to. Because if you think about all those fires that was over there in the West Coast in California, I'm sure if they had that all already available, like if you have pets, or if you have special needs, there should be a list put in there of all your medications. And it wouldn't hurt to have an extra month of medications too. And there's many sites out there that will sell you antibiotics, because I know usually, if you go into the United States, you have to be very sick to get them, or to have a certain bacteria or virus. But yeah, there are sites where you can buy antibiotics without going through your regular doctor. I can't recommend that, because I can't recommend those sites anymore, but they're out there. And a lot of them will say you've got to have a doctor's prescription. They just say that because they're bound by that, but normally you don't, so don't worry about that. Yeah, and definitely have a safety word or a phrase in times where you're not sure if who you're talking to is really who they say they are, right? Yeah, and definitely put down your passwords on a piece of paper and stuff like that, because if you have to leave the house and all your records are at the house, you're going to need that, you know. And I always say, if you're at home, keep your phone charged all the time, because you never know when something's going to happen, right? And I'm a firm believer you should always keep a half a tank of gas at all times. I never let my gas tank get below half, because so many people, if they have to be vacated out of your community, you're gonna have to have gas. Because when I worked emergency tree service, a lot of times even the gas stations pumps wouldn't work because they run by electricity. So you have to think old school about this kind of stuff. And so thanks for listening.